You are watching Co-op for Two. I'm Jesse. I'm here with Greg.
Thanks for having me on your channel.
And this is our short Before You Buy It video for the liberation of Rietburg.
So let's go down to the table and see a little bit how it's played. In the liberation of Rietburg, you are defending a castle against hordes of monsters. There are various areas of the castle, each of which will have a face-down task and face-up and face-down encounter cards. The way that you'll win the game is by completing 4 of these tasks before the deck of narrator cards runs out. Over the course of a round, you will have a hand of 3 cards. You will be playing one of 6 characters, each of which who plays quite differently. On your turn, you will play a card from your hand and complete one of the choices you have on that card. If you have played all of your cards, you will have to take a refresh action and pick all your cards back up. When you do so, you will have to play one of these narrator cards. The narrator card will bring further challenges and counter cards out, thus making it more difficult and running your clock down. The various actions that you can take over the course of the game will include fighting monsters, moving monsters or encounter cards around, whether face up or face down, or flipping monsters or encounter cards face up or face down. Additionally, you can gain supplies like willpower or arrows and some special abilities. You can also move around various areas or bring other characters to join you in various areas. You will be fighting monsters and sometimes having teammates help you to fight some of the stronger monsters. When you defeat a monster, there is usually an effect that you'll get, and you can chain those together to your advantage, such as flipping cards face up or face down, defeating face up or face down threats, gaining money, as these cards will go into your trophy case, or sometimes gaining new cards for your deck in the form of friends. These friends, when you draw them, will now be a new card that you can play from your hand and have some beneficial effect. It will also lengthen the game as you will now have to refresh less often. If at any time you've managed to eliminate all of the cards that are on top of a task, as a free action you may look at that task. If you're able to complete it at that moment, then you may. If not, you'll have to wait till later in the game. This particular one, as an example, is the Drunken Troll. You must collectively have 3 friends. So if you were to have, over the course of the game, collected a number of friends, then you would be able to complete that goal. You will not complete all of the goals over the course of the game, so you do have some decision making as to what goals to pursue as the game continues. So this game has what I love in games, which is interesting decisions. Every turn you're going to be pitching a bunch of plans that you think are good, and your teammate is going to be doing the same. And the two of you are going to be constantly discussing things, or more, if they have more players, because there's such a strong element of teamwork in this game. And those decisions on each round of the game are going to be very, very interesting. There's also real elegance to this game, where it's fairly easy to learn, and the actions are fairly concise, but you're definitely going to be getting better at the game.
The decisions, as Greg was saying, they're happening on a tactical basis, turn by turn, and you can see your partner's cards and you can help plan out things, but you're also making these decisions of planning on very much longer time scale of what goals to go for and how to spend your time gathering information that might tell you what goals to go for. So that range of planning is so satisfying, and it's hard to get that right in a game, and this game does it. One of the most enjoyable parts of this game is the variable player powers, which we both like in games, but in this game, the characters feel so different. They come with different, some characters have this little sea spirit, another character has an axe, and it's so elegantly done. Like, here's your character, you get your 3 cards, but those cards have different actions that you can take for your different abilities. It's so the characters feel played so differently. They're so enjoyable. They really require you to rethink how you play the game. And then this huge variety of monsters. All the monsters have a little different personality. They each give you a slightly different reward for killing them. Some are very strong, some are very weak. And then the tasks are widely varied, and you're only playing with half of them or a third of them for each game. So every game you play is going to feel slightly different. And you'll get a couple friends that'll completely change the way you play. I mean, the variability in this game is fantastic, and just the feel, like each monster feels like a different monster, each character feels like a different player. Wonderful.
The art and components are very well done. It's an attractive game. It looks great on the table. It's pretty easy to jump into. It plays in about an hour. I think you can knock out a couple of games that are very meaty and enjoyable on a game night. It's definitely not for gateway gamers. It's definitely a game that's a little better for a little more of an advanced gamer. I would highly recommend this game. I think it's got a lot of replayability, and it's a very enjoyable game.
Yeah, I would recommend it as well, especially for people who like doing very tight coordination turn by turn and like the puzzly nature. Like this game has that sweet spot of solving a puzzle. I would highly recommend it for people who like the kinds of co-op games we like, puzzly, work together games. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. We would appreciate it. Click the notification bell to get notifications of new videos, and maybe even becoming a Patreon supporter.
Yeah, and if you want to see a playthrough of the game, that's also available on the channel. And we also have a very long discussion, which is great after you watch this, or even after you play the game. It's good to listen to that. So thanks for joining us.
Yeah, we'll see you next time.